everyone, today in this video I'm gonna show you how you can build headless Shopify e-commerce stores in Webflow without exporting any code or using any custom code. So first of all, we need a Webflow site. So let's start with a blank site and let's name it Webflow demo. Create site. Okay, so as that's getting created, let's go to manage.useloop.com and it will show you this page. So you need to add a new store, and now it says that you need to connect with Webflow. So now we will select connect with Webflow, and then we will go here. We will select our project that we want to connect. So we will say authorize this app. There you go. Now we need our Shopify credentials. So to get that, let's go to a Shopify store. Let's go to apps and then say develop apps. So inside there, you need to create an app. You can name it anything and create app. So now you need to configure two API keys. We need the admin API and we also need the storefront API. So let's go to admin API. Actually, I will reference our documentation down in the description. That's docs.useloop.com. I'm like rolling out features very often, and many features, new features might require different API scopes. So check there every time. And so for now, what we're gonna do is let's go here. Let's go down, read and write inventory, meta definitions, meta objects. Let's go down, click this one. We need to go down. We need this, we need this. And let's keep going. We need the markets. Let's keep going. We currently don't need themes, companies, customers, gates, missions. Yeah, that's it. Click save. And then let's go back. And now we want to configure. This is simpler. We just need to enable everything. Click this. We need all of these. Okay, so everything's clicked, save, and now let's just install this app. So first thing we need is this. This is our Shopify domain, and make sure you copy the whole myshopify.com as well. Let's go back to manage our loop dashboard. If we go here, and now let's paste it here. Let's go back and let's go here, and now reveal. I'm gonna delete this app, so it's fine even if I reveal the token. So let's paste it. So the admin key goes in the Shopify API key. Let's go back, and now we need the storefront API key. Come here, and then we need to paste it here. Now we're gonna say save and connect, and then Loop is gonna authenticate this. Okay, there you go. Everything authenticated. So your domain, admin API, and storefront API is authenticated. Let's name it something. So later, when you have more than one project in Loop, you can easily see which one you're working on. And then this is the site that we want to connect to, and this is the Shopify domain that we want to connect to. Now let's go configure. So we started with a blank Webflow site, right? So now when we say create CMS, what it's gonna do is it's gonna create 3 CMS collections. So it says it's done. So let's go back, we refresh our designer, and then if we come here, we will say we have 3 things. We have products, we have collection, we have variants. And then if I go in, we will see it also added all the fields that it needs to make the integration work, right? Okay, now let's go back, and then it says that we need to make 3 changes. What are those 3 changes? So we need a multi-reference field in product CMS that has this label and this type. So we're gonna copy this, go to Webflow, go to our products, come here, multi-reference. This is the label, this is the type. Save collection. Let's go to our onboarding again. So it says multi-reference in collection CMS with this label, this type. Back. Let's come here. Multi-reference, put this, and then the type is products actually. Save field, save collection, and then let's go and back to onboarding, and then we need the product flow. Go here. Now this is a single reference, and this is a single reference of product, and you can see it here. A single reference in variant CMS with this label, this type. So that's what we're going to do. A single reference with this label, and this is the type. Save field, save collection. Now we also need to make one more change in here. So in price, by default, Webflow fields are integers for numbers. Let's make it decimals, right? And then we will say save field, and then we will do same for compare price. Let's change decimal with 2 decimals in precision. Save field, save collection, close. We should be good to publish this. So our CMS structure is published. Now let's go back onboarding and let's verify. So now Loop is gonna see if your CMS structure matches what it needs for the integration. Now we are back to our dashboard. We need to go to our products, and then let's import these, right? So for now I will import like 3 products. Let's do one with this one because this one has a compare price, so we can play with that. So every sync takes almost 30 seconds because it is importing all your product data, its prices, variants, and all its variance data, including images and everything. So every sync almost takes 30 seconds. So I'm gonna sync 3 products and I'll be right back with you. Okay, the sync was complete. I synced 3 products. So let's go back to Webflow and see. Let's refresh our designer. So now if I go here and I go here, I see that we have 3 products. If I open these, we see the IDs and all the information. We see all the variants that are synced, and then we see the images. And then even if I go to variants, and I can see the variants came in, the price came in, and see it is now accurate to the decimals. We have the IDs, and this is the position of this variant, and this is position is if there's multiple variants, you know, you can arrange them in Shopify, so that would be the position of that variant, and so that you can use that also in Webflow in CMS list, and you can sort according to the position. So now let's go to our let's add the embed. So we call it loop embed. So you will find it in your settings. You are supposed to add it to your like end of body on your whole website. So let's go to custom code. Let's paste it here. So that's your embed, that's your ID. Save, and then let's publish. Now let's go back to the designer. And now let's go to our products template. So I'm just going to show you this one. So in this build, we will just focus on building our products page, right? But the concept is same. You can build as many landing pages or variant pages or collection pages using the same principles. So let's add a div. Let's call it page wrapper, right? And then let's just give it one rem like this. And let's also add a div block, and then let's So we will start with our cart. So this is gonna be a fixed element that's like on the side, and let's give it like 20 rem of width and 100 vh. Let's make it a little wider. Let's give it, let's say 30 rem. And then I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna add a white color, and the styling, you can do whatever you want. For now I'm just gonna quickly do it. So we have it here, and then our cart. So with the loop you also get a designer app, designer extension, I would say. So you can also use it as docs. You can see what you need to build. So if you come here, so we are building a cart, right? So what do you need? You need a cart wrapper, that's this. You need a default state, we need an empty state. And then also you can use this app to assign all the attributes that loop will let you use. So let's set attribute, loop is equal to cart. Done. So now we need two div blocks. So we need to these two div blocks as empty state and default states. So let's say this is the cart. Yeah, maybe let's call that cart wrapper div block. So we have two of these, and then let's go back. We have a default state. Actually, let's make the empty state first. So this is the empty state we have. We see that it was there. Let's go here. Let's go to default state, and then let's just set this attribute. So there you go. There you have the default state. So now we see that we have cart list and cart items. So these two things actually go in the default state. So let's create this state first. So empty state. So let's just give it some styling, 1 rem, right? And let's add a text block. So you can make it as fancy as you want, but I'm gonna keep it simple. Your cart is empty. I have a clonable that shows what you can do with an empty state, right? You can like add promotions and other stuff here, but for now it's again keeping it simple. Now we need a collection list. So this collection list, let's make it 100% wide, 100% wide, and this is the type should be so the type should be variants. You don't wanna choose this. You wanna choose the CMS collection, like all the variants that you have. So now let's add a div block. So now let's add the attributes. So you wanna go to the collection list, and here you wanna choose this and then set attributes. And there you go. And then you would want to select the Webflow element, that's a collection element, and go back, and that's the item. Okay, and now you would say it says replace with dynamic loop ID of the CMS item, right? So we will go here. So variant loop ID, that's what we want here. So now once that's done, let's go and then let's create this. So I'm gonna give it some class. I'm gonna say this is this is the cart item, and then this is, let's say, 0.5 rem, and let's give it a border, like very faint probably, and then let's go here and also let's style otherwise. It's a vertical, and then it has a gap of same here. Collection item, it has 1 rem here, and then we want to add image. Let's say this is 3 rem wide, and then we get the image from the hero picture. You will see the pictures came through. Then let's add a text block, and that's gonna be our heading. This is our name. Oh, actually, yes, product name. So the reference fields product's name, and then let's make this like this. So here, okay, that's good. So now we need to add more things. So for each item, we have the quantity input. That's gonna be the input of that item in your cart. Then we have the plus minus buttons to change that. Then we have the item remove button. So let's create those first, right? So let's do a div block. So I'm gonna create a cart remove button. I'm gonna use div blocks, not actual Webflow buttons here. You can also use the custom DOM elements that Webflow just launched. Let's make it round. Let's make like black, and then let's give it like 3 rem by 3 rem. Let's do this, and let's give it a text color white, and then let's add a text block inside, and then just I'm gonna do an X. That's the remove. You can use SVGs, and then that's it. And also let's make it this way, and then let's wrap this in the div block. Let's use this in the same div block, and then this div block should be like this as well. Now we need a wrapper. So let's do a div block again, and then actually, so this would be our quantity wrapper, and then also let's div block, and then here we want it to be like this, and inside our wrapper we will have 3 things. We would have 2 buttons. I'm gonna use div blocks, not Webflow buttons. Div block, right? Okay, let's say it is quantity button, and let's give it the same plus. Then let's say it was 0.25 rem, and then let's give it a like very light background. Quantity button, okay. Oops, quantity button, yes. So now also we want to do is center it, something like same here, and then we will just add this as a minus and this is a plus button, and then let's also give this 1 rem, and then let's go here and then do this. Okay, now we need an input, right? So instead of using Webflow input like form and then adding inputs in there, I'm just gonna use the custom the custom element. So let's use the custom element, and then what you need to do is go to settings and change it to, instead of div, to input, right? And then we need to set as the input type is number, the default value default value is 1, and then the minimum is also 1, right? So that makes sure that by default it should be 1. The minimum, no one can go below 1. Now let's add the loop attribute. We say, like I call it loop attributes. These are the attributes that tells the loop embed that where is the element that it's looking for. So this is item quantity. You can reference these attributes in docs. That's docs.useloop.com. It's going to be referenced down in the description. Now let's actually add this here, because that's how it looks, right, in all e-commerce sites. And let's stylize it a little bit. I want it 0. Should I give it the same color? No, not a good idea. So let's do this. Maybe let's add this and then give it a border like this. and then go here and then 0.5 rem. Okay, I think that looks promising. And we want to make sure that like whenever user hovers over this, they have the pointer thing, like the cursor is a pointer for anything that has interaction, right? We need to make sure everything has its attributes, right? So let's launch our app again. So let's follow. We are cart. We added the cart. That's we added the default and the empty and default and the empty attributes. So we're done. Okay, our list has it. Our elements have it. So our input, we give it the attribute here, right? Then our button. Okay, so let's go there. So this is gonna be okay. So let's give it the attribute. So this is input minus set attribute, and this is a plus. Go back, and let's find this input plus set attribute. Remove button. Go back in item remove button, set attribute, and then it says we need to replace it with the ID. So let's do that. So variance ID. Okay, so technically that's it. So all things that are related to e-commerce have their loop attributes. So in the cart we are done. So we are missing the cart subtotal. We are missing checkout button. We are missing the checkout button's text. We are button loader to block. So I will just say this is the cart action items. Let's make this vertical actually. And then just want to make sure I'm the default wrapper. Yes. And let's close this. Right. And then what we need is we need a text block. That's going to be our subtotal. I'm just going to for now give it the class of subtotal. And then let's make it bold. And then let's give it like 1.5 rem. And then let's duplicate it. So also this is 1.5 in the height. And then let's say this is subtotal. So this is the text that's going to say this is the subtotal. And then let's wrap it and say subtotal wrapper. And then let's also bring this in. And then we gonna do is do this horizontal and make it this here. And for now I'm just gonna add a placeholder text here. So let's say this is $100. Okay, there you go. Now let's also, you know what, let's do this. Where is it? Action. I'm gonna have at least 3 rem margin. So now we need the button, right? So for the checkout button as well, you can use custom element or div block. And then let's define a class called button, because we're also gonna need it later. And let's give it purple color because I love purple. And then let's give it purple. And then let's give it 0.5 rem. And then let's give it the text also like this. Let's keep it like that. And then I want everything in center in the button. And then give it text block. And this text block is gonna be saying checkout. So now we have the checkout, and let's give it some padding. Okay, there you go. So now we have, okay, let's go back to that. Let's reference everything. Cart. So we have checkout button, we have checkout text, we are missing the checkout loader. So what checkout loader is, so the checkout button has two states. It has the default state that says checkout. And once the user clicks it, so loop will show the loader. So the checkout loader can be any element. It can be a load animation or another text that says loading. So you can change it, right? So that's what we're gonna show when we are talking with Shopify to create the checkout for the user. I prefer using loading animations. Just use something like a loading animation, and then make sure it's like the height is like almost same as this text. I have a couple of Lottie animations that I was testing with. I'm just gonna upload those. Let's upload. Yep, I think this was the one. Make sure it's on the loop. Preview animation. Yep, that looks good. And then by default, okay, let's hide. By default it should be hidden, but let's keep it for now because we need to add the attributes. Okay, so let's go here. For this is the cart subtotal. Okay, there you go. This is the button. Checkout button, set attribute. Okay, go to the text. This is the text. Go back. This is the loader. Set attribute. There you go. So now what we can do is we can just hide this, and it's gonna show up anytime this is in the loading state, this button. Okay, now we can finally hide it. Now let's work on our product page. Okay, so our cart is done. Let's move here. Okay, now let's add a div. This is my product header, right? I'm gonna make it a grid. Done. Okay, maybe I'm gonna give it 3 RM. Oh, maybe 2 RM. Okay, now what I want is a lightbox. Why I want a lightbox? Because I want the user to open the image. I want them to, if they want, make it bigger. And make sure you select the source here as well. Good. Now let's add a div, and this is my product info. And then in my product info, I want a heading that is gonna be the name of this product. And then again, if you don't want to use default Shopify headings that's coming through, go in your Webflow CMS, add new field. You just don't change the loop ID, loop product IDs. Anything else you can change. Really doesn't matter. Okay, then we want the price. I'm gonna make sure I'm on the element that has the both price and compared price. So this is the one. So let's add a okay, yes. Only images, description, and products are in the product CMS, because that's how the Shopify database works, right? The pictures, descriptions are in the products, but the e-commerce things like the prices, right, that are actually in the variants. So you see the prices are in the variants. So we need to make sure that anything like that, we add a collection list here and variants. So this is also how we're gonna control like when we have multiple variants for one product, right? We can use something like FinSuite attributes, or you can design your something on. You can design something custom to select which variant the user is on. Yeah, so it's very customizable. So now, see, only one variant. So let's add a div block. Div block, and this is my price wrapper, and this has what it does. It has a text block, and that text block is the price of this product. And then it also has maybe let's also give it a class of price, and then let's also give it the class of price. So this is my compared price. Also make sure that you have formatted it as a decimal. Sometimes it can be integers, so you want to avoid that because we want to show the accurate price. Let's do this, and let's do 1 rem. 1 rem, maybe too much, 0.5 rem. And then let's say it's a compare price combo class. So what that's gonna do is we're gonna do the decoration, and let's also like decrease the opacity a little bit, so it's like grayish. Maybe let's do 70%. Okay, that looks better. You can change it to red or design, it's up to you. Okay, so now that's done. Now what do we need? Okay, should we go back to our app or reference the docs? We are on the products variants page. We need add to cart button. We need the quantity input. That's user gonna select how many they want in the cart. We need the plus and minus button that's gonna change the quantity input on each click, right? So let's construct all these things. Make sure, again, these are in the collection, variants collection. This is variant card, I will say. Wrapper, whatever. Let's make it vertical. Yeah, vertical. And then let's add what we want to add. So let's add our quantity now. So I want to add one more div before that, and I want to do variant info, or I would say variant action. This is where all the action is. And then let's add another div. Divs and divs and divs. And then let's do what we're gonna do is we gonna give it like quantity. Oh, actually, you know what? Because it looks the same, let's just go to our cart, and then let's just pick this because we already designed this. So why work again? And then go here, come back, and then make sure we're in the same div, and then let's just, okay, we have, just to make sure, if you follow this, you remove all the attributes, and this is now, instead of item quantity, this is going to be quantity, and then we want to remove this as well. And this is now our add to cart button, right? So let's give it the class of button, and then we need to give it a text block of add to cart. Again, we want to make sure this has pointer turned on, or the CS property of pointer, so it shows that it can be clicked. And then what? Okay, I'm in the wrong. Let's go here, div block. Let's go to rem. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we have the input, we have the buttons, we have the add to cart element. Let's launch the app again. Okay, so add to cart. Let's add all attributes that it needs. So it needs loop ID, it needs the price, it needs the product ID. So let's do that. So instead of, for loop ID, we're gonna do the variance loop ID. This is the loop attribute for this. For the price, we wanna do the variance price. For loop product ID, we wanna go to the reference field of this variance product, and then we wanna use that ID. That's done. Come back. So minus button, set attribute, quantity minus. Come here, go back, plus set attribute. Done. Back. And oh, we already did this one, right? Quantity. That's good. So technically now, we should be able to publish. And then that should make our e-commerce work. No, actually, we are missing one thing. We are missing the action to open the cart. So loop by default just adds the item to the cart. It will not open your cart because it's a Webflow element. You have the freedom to design the animation of opening it. So let's do that actually. So let's create an interaction on mouse click. So you can add it to anything that will trigger their cart, right? So what we want to do is we want a new animation that's like my cart. And this is, let's say, this is my cart open animation. And then let's say, let's go here and let's select our cart. And what we're gonna do is hide by default. And then we wanna, yeah. Okay, so you can play with that, like move it, opacity and whatever, like usual Webflow interaction stuff. But for now, that's what we're gonna use. So anytime the button, this is clicked, the loop embed adds the product to the cart, and the Webflow interaction opens that cart. So you can like really create some custom stuff instead of relying on some few animations. Okay, this. And also what we want to do is let's also add a button here. Maybe let's use just the same button. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's say remove button, and then let's just copy this. So we're gonna use this button to close the cart just in case we need it. Okay, it's so hard to find stuff. It's so nice. Let's move it here, and yeah, that's it, and that should be good. Actually, let's make it like this, and now I can use this property. Oh, okay, that works for me. And let's go here and like change it. Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, kind of sucks, right? That's my mistake, not there. Okay, let's give it a compo class. Let's do that. Or let's just duplicate this class. I don't want to mess up my button. This is cart close. For cart close, what I want is I want it here, and then I want to give it some. Oops, I want to give it some 0.5 rem. 0.5 rem. Yeah, guys, don't count my designing skills. This is just for demo purposes, so I'm quickly doing it. Okay, so now we have that, or maybe I will also want to like change it a little bit so it doesn't like. Okay, now I'm gonna do another interaction. Start interaction. Let's just duplicate this one. Go here, go to settings, and then I want to do is this is cart close, and then I just want to do is remove this and make it hide, save, and that should work. Let's just see. It's opening, it's closing. Oh, I saw something that was not supposed to happen. Oh, I know why that happened. Okay, we don't need to do this. We don't need to do this. Let's go back to our interactions, and yeah, because we changed that. Save. Good. Now that should not happen. Add to cart. The button is the right place. Good. Okay, the interaction is working. Okay, now what we want to do is we also want to add another button just to open. Maybe I'll just copy this and then like drag it. Oh, why do I keep forgetting that? Let's add a div. Let's add a div, and then let's add a button, and then text block, and then this is open cart, and actually let's hide that, and then I want this button to be like very top. Maybe I'm just gonna duplicate it. No, open cart. What I want to do is I'm gonna give it some vertical, and I'm gonna do this. Okay, now this will open the cart. This will add the item to cart. And I think that's it. Let's publish. And let's see your magic work. Okay, refresh. Open the cart. Oh, you see there's no default state. It just says empty state, empty cart. And now, okay, there you go. Your content input is functional now. Great. Now let's add this to cart. Oh, there you see we have the input and then we have the total. Okay, maybe I want to buy whatever, right? We can remove this, we can close it again, we can add it again. Right? So build, design, deploy your Shopify store in Webflow. No need to export. And now, fun stuff. Click checkout, and there you go. We are creating the checkout link, and there's your Shopify checkout. Customer pays here. Everything is in Shopify. Shopify handles e-commerce. Webflow handles the design and development. And now let's come back. Our cart should be cleared now because we already checked out. Good. Okay, now let's play with more than one product. Okay, I added this to cart, and just gonna quickly go to Webflow and maybe change our product. Okay, let's use this product. And I'm gonna open this again. Okay, so we would see we already have this product. Let's add this product. And whoops, yep, everything's working. Let's check out. Okay, there you go. Everything is in checkout. Okay guys, that's it. I hope that was helpful. And that's how you can now build Shopify stores, Shopify Headless stores in Webflow, design them and deploy them in Webflow, and handle all your business logic in Shopify. I hope this gave you the confidence to try Loop. So click the link below and sign up for Loop. Loop is free for Webflow.io domains. So test your ideas, build stores, and then launch your Shopify Headless store in Webflow. Thank you.